Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Daily Bible Kids. We have been getting into Job, if you guys are just catching up with us. Right now, Job is depressed. A lot of bad stuff has been happening to him. He's been losing a lot of things. He doesn't know that this deal between Satan and God has been going on. And so he just thinks that God is punishing him for something. He doesn't know what he did wrong. Okay? So he thinks he did something wrong, but he doesn't know it, and he wants to talk to God. Like he wants to be able to, come to face with his accuser. Like, why is this happening? Why are you doing this? His friends are trying to get him to basically let go. Obviously, you did something. You got to think about it. They're trying to be there with them, and some are saying the right words, and some are kind of mixed emotions going on. Okay, so today we are doing Job chapter 24 through 28. There are 4 short chapters, which is why there's a lot of them right there. We had left off with Job's 8th speech, which was a response to Eliphaz. Right now we're going to start with Job is asks why the wicked are not punished. Because as you can see, people have a lot of this in their heads. Why do good things happen to bad people, or bad things happen, good things happen to bad people, but bad things happen to good people and whatnot. So he's asking here, why is the wicked not punished? They live their lives and whatnot, okay? All right, so chapter 24. Why doesn't the Almighty bring the wicked to judgment? Why must the godly wait for him in vain? Evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pastures. They take orphan donkeys and demand the widow's ox as security as a loan. The poor are pushed off the path. The needy must hide together for safety. Like wild donkeys in the wilderness, the poor must spend all their time looking for food, searching even in the desert for food for their children. They harvest a field they do not own, and they glean in the vineyards of the wicked. All night they lie naked in the cold, without clothing or covering. They are soaked by mountain showers, and they huddle against the rocks for want of a home. The wicked snatch a widow's child from her breast, taking the baby as security for a loan. The poor must go about naked without clothing. They harvest food for others while they themselves are starving. They press out olive oil without being allowed to taste it. And they tread in the winepress as they suffer from thirst. So winepress, to make wine back then, you'd have a whole bunch of grapes, and you'd have to step on these grapes to press them, and then it would come all down and gather up into the juice and whatnot. Okay? So he's saying, you got to work in this wine press and press all these grapes, and and yet you're thirsty, but you're making grape juice. Okay, so the groans of the dying rise from the city, and the wounded cry out for help. Yet God ignores their moanings. Wicked people rebel against the light. They refuse to acknowledge its ways or stay in its paths. The murderers rise in the early dawn to kill the poor and needy. At night, he is a thief. The adulterer waits for the twilight, saying, "No one will see me then." He hides his face so no one will know him. Thieves break into houses at night and sleep in the daytime. They are not acquainted with the light. The black night is their morning. They ally themselves with the terrors of the darkness. But they disappear like foam down a river. Everything they own is cursed, and they are afraid to enter their own vineyards. The grave consumes sinners just as drought and heat consumes snow. Their own mothers will forget them. Maggots will find them sweet to eat. No one will remember them. Wicked people are broken like a tree in the storm. They cheat the woman who has no son to help her. They refuse to help the needy widow. God, in his power, drags away the rich. They may rise high, but they have no assurance of life. They may be allowed to live in security, but God is always watching them. And though they are great now, in a moment they will be gone like all the others. Cut off like heads of grain. Can anyone claim otherwise? Who can prove me wrong? Any questions on that chapter? 25. Bildad's third response to Job. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, God is powerful and dreadful. He enforces peace in the heavens. Who is able to count his heavenly army? Doesn't his light shine in on all the earth? How can a mortal be innocent before God? Can anyone born of a woman be pure? God is more glorious than the moon. He shines brighter than the stars. In comparison, people are like maggots. We mortals are mere worms. That was the end of that chapter. Any questions on that one? See how short that one was. Alright, so 26. Okay, so this is Job's 9th speech, a response to Bildad. And then Job spoke again. How you have helped the powerless. How you have saved the weak. How you have enlightened my stupidity. What wise advice you have offered. Where have you gotten all these wise sayings? Whose spirit speaks through you? The dead tremble. Those who live beneath the waters. The underworld is naked in God's presence. The place of destruction is uncovered. God stretches the northern sky over empty space and hangs the earth on nothing. He wraps the rain in his thick clouds, and the clouds don't burst with the weight. He covers the face of the moon, shrouding it with the clouds. He created the horizon when he separated the waters. He set the boundary between day and night. The foundations of heaven trembles. They shudder at his rebuke. By his power the sea grew calm. By his skill he crushed the great sea monster. His spirit made the heavens beautiful, and his power pierced the gliding serpent. These are just the beginning of all that he does, merely a whisper of his power. Who then can comprehend the thunder of his power? Questions? Chapter 27. Job's final speech. Job continues speaking. I vow by the living God, who has taken away my rights, by the Almighty who has embittered my soul, as long as I live, while I have breath from God, my lips will speak no evil. My tongue will speak no lies. I will never concede that you are right. I will defend my integrity until I die. I will maintain my innocence without wavering. My conscience is clear as for as long as I live. May my enemies be punished like the wicked, my adversary like those who do evil. For what hope does the godless have when God cuts them off and takes away their life? Will God listen to their cry when trouble comes upon them? Can they take delight in the Almighty? Can they call to God at any time? I will teach you about God's power. I will not conceal anything concerning the Almighty. But you have seen all of this, yet you say all these useless things to me. This is what the wicked will receive from God. This is their inheritance from the Almighty. They may have many children, but the children will die in war and starve to death. Those who survive will die of a plague, and not even their widows will mourn them. Evil people may have piles of money and may store away mounds of clothing, but the righteous will wear that clothing, and the innocents will divide that money. The wicked will build houses as fragile as a spider's web, as flimsy as a shelter made of branches. The wicked go to bed rich, but wake to find that all their wealth is gone. Terror overwhelms them like a flood, and they are blown away in the storms of the night. The east wind carries them away, and they are gone. It sweeps them away. It whirls down on them without mercy. They struggle to flee from its power, but everyone jeers at them and mocks them. Any questions on that chapter? All right, chapter 28. Job speaks of wisdom and understanding. People know where to mine silver and how to refine gold. They know where to dig iron from the earth and how to smelt copper from rock. They know how to shine light in the darkness and explore the farthest regions of the earth. As they search in dark for ore, they sink a mine shaft into the earth, far from where anyone lives. They descend on ropes, swinging back and forth. Flood is grown on the earth above. Food is grown on the earth above, but down below, the earth is melted as by fire. Here, the rocks contain precious lapis lazuli, and the dust contains gold. These are treasures no bird of prey can see, no falcon's eye observe. No wild animal has walked upon these treasures. No lion has ever set his paw there. People know how to tear apart flinty rocks and overturn the roots of mountains. They cut tunnels in the rocks and uncover precious stones. They dam up the trickling streams and bring to light the hidden treasures. But do people know where to find wisdom? Where can they find understanding? No one knows where to find it, for it is not found among the living. It is not here, says the ocean, nor is it here, says the sea. It cannot be bought with gold, it cannot be purchased with silver. It's worth more than all the gold of Ophir, greater than the precious onyx or the lapis lazuli. Wisdom is more valuable than gold and crystal. It cannot be purchased with jewels mounted in fine gold. Coral and jasper, Colin. Coral and jasper are worthless in trying to get it. The price of wisdom is far above rubies. Precious peridot from Ethiopia cannot be exchanged for it. It's worth more than the purest gold. But do people know where to find wisdom? Where can they find understanding? Is it hidden from the eyes of all humanity? Even the sharp-eyed birds in the sky cannot discover it. Destruction and death say, we've heard only rumors of where wisdom can be found. God alone understands the way of wisdom. He knows where it can be found. For he looks throughout the earth, the whole earth, and sees everything under the heavens. He decided how hard the winds should blow and how much rain should fall. He made the laws for the rain and laid out the path for the lightning. Then he saw wisdom and evaluated it. He set it in place and examined it thoroughly. And this is what he says to all humanity. Listening? The fear of the Lord is true wisdom. To forsake evil is real understanding. You understand that? The fear of the Lord is true wisdom, and to forsake evil is real understanding. Any questions? And that is our reading for tonight. And we will finish, well, not finish up, but we'll continue tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Don't forget to like our YouTube channel as well. That way people who doesn't have Facebook can enjoy it as well. All right, you guys have a wonderful night, and God bless.